Thank you. Thank you. Wala akong speech. This is all introductions. Uh, Executive Secretary Salvador Mijaldia, Secretary Silvestre Belio, Undersecretary Jesus Yabes, Maria Regina Angela Galias, Excellencies of the Diplomatic Corps, awardees of the 2016 Presidential Awards for Filipino individuals and organizations, the development partners from the international community and civil society, fellow workers in government, my beloved countrymen. There's no speech to read, but let me just, one of my favorite passages actually, in our dormitory where I stayed together, kadormitoryo ko to si Secretary Belio, and at the Pigeon Hall, just above the Pigeon Hall where our keys are kept, there's a saying, and anonymous daw to, but I read somewhere that may author, and it says, I expect to pass to this world but once. Any good, therefore, that I can do, or any kindness that I can show to my fellow creatures, let me do it now. Let me not defer or neglect it, for I shall not pass this way again. So that's how I would characterize all of you. You have it in your heart, in your mind. And I give you my snappy salute. Malaking respeto ko yung mga tao na inaala nila ang kapwa nila tao. But before proceeding, let me just, I'd like to ask for your apology. I was talking to two guys. The other one was the ambassador, just before I came in, Ambassador Gorley of the Australian Embassy. Tagalan ako, but this other one. When I was supposed to face the third group in a different room, I said, you know, you might just irritate about one or two or three there in that room. Everybody, when I came in, was expecting me to just go direct here, and so I am very sorry for your time wasted, but let me just say something also about the best I can really say is that I remember in one of the debates, I think it was in LaSalle, but nobody came there except me and another candidate. And I was asked by the moderator, I said, why are you here? What's your program? And I said, I am here because I love the Philippines and I love the Filipino, truly. For those who did not understand really the dimension of my statement, and for those who knew me, I know that there was already a sort of something of half knowledge of what I am and what I do. Alam mo ninyo, especially our problem. We have a very serious problem in this country. Deeply serious, I would say. It's not easy to comprehend how we would go about treating, rehabilitating the 4 million confirmed addicts. If we're just about 1,000 or even 500, but 4 million is sheer horror. And that is why when I said, when I was mayor, I knew drugs was really a very serious problem of the city. But I was able to control it in such a way that it was just manageable. But few here and there and far in between the years that I was mayor. I was mayor for 22 years. I knew about drugs because I was a prosecutor. And there's so many ways that money can work for a criminal. Buying the case, bribing the police, bribing the fiscals, prosecutors, and bribing judges outright. And there was even a time when I was handling a piece of evidence which was really, in reality, in the arrest, it was really shabu. But when I was presenting it in court, and I knew that he was bought, because even the other fiscals say that it turned out to be alum tawas. And so and there was a judge. There's a judge here, even in Manila, far more than the judge in my place. He heard about 1,000 cases, not a single conviction of drugs. So if this is how the way it is done, and you are in prison, and you operate just like in America, you continue to operate the drug operations inside the prison, and you have so many lieutenants going around. It's really an apparatus of death. Death for the victims and death for the perpetrators. Now, in Davao I said, do not destroy my country. Do not deprive us of the next generation. Because if you do that, I will kill you. And so I ordered the police, not only police action, but war. When I became president, I repeated the same statement. Do not destroy my country because I love my countrymen, and do not destroy anything here. That is really for the next generation. So I said, told the military, go out and fight. Go out and arrest them if it is still possible to arrest them. But if you feel that in effecting the arrest, you will lose your life, then my God, kill the idiot. And you just follow my orders, and I will protect you all the way. And when the time comes at the end of the day, and there's a reckoning of whoever is responsible, I gave the orders. I assume full responsibility. And if I have to go to hell, may I rot in jail for all times. If I'm cut, they say that they want a coup d'etat, fine. Go ahead. It's part of my destiny. You know very well, all of you Filipinos, that I didn't have the money, I didn't have the machine. I don't even know why I'm here. And I asked my wife, when the returns were in, because my margin was about 6 million. And to think that I did not have a leader except for 2 ladies, Amy Marcos of Ilocos, and somewhere in Mindanao, also a lady, because she was also my lady once upon a time. Yabang naman tayo ng kunti. So that's my order. And I said, I asked my wife, what happened? My wife said, she's a Baptist. She said, there must be a message for you from God. We have a serious problem in this country. That is why when I go out and when we take off leaving Indonesia, Singapore, and the other countries, I'm almost not really crying but misty-eyed. And I said in my country, they don't have my problems. They don't have the serious problem of shabu. They don't have the serious problem of rebellion in the South. Nationally, the Communist Party of the Philippines and the Maote, who has pledged allegiance to ISIS, and the Abu Sayyaf kidnappers. Maswerte sila, sabi. What a luck for you guys. It's peaceful, development is going on at full speed. Nothing is stopping them, and they are all happy. And their citizens are comfortable. What about me? What can I give the country? I'm just a simple lawyer. 75, 76. I'm not a brilliant guy. I'm not like everybody else. I never tasted the grade of the number 8. It's only 7. 78, 79, back to 76, 75. And I said, there must be a reason for this. And I knew already the meaning of what the statement by White. I have to solve the serious problem first. And gave the same warning to everybody and said, stop drugs. And I told the police, destroy the apparatus. It's not good when you only hit the delivery boy. You have to go up. Early on, they'd always say, here in Manila, what about the big fish? So where are they? Why are you arresting? They didn't really bother to know that those big fish were really, some of them, were aliens, foreigners. And for those who are in prison, they continue to use the, and despite of the jammers and everything, they had their way of running still. And we are fighting a losing battle here. And so I warned everybody, stop drugs, I'll kill you. You want to stay alive? Stop drugs. You want dead? You want death? Oh, go on with the drugs. Simple man lang yan. You know, until the last pusher is out of the streets in my country, and until the biggest or big drug lords are killed, this campaign against drug will continue to the very last day of my term, 6 years from now. If I do not survive, then it is God's will that I do not survive. If I only stay here for about a year or two, then that is my destiny. And that is the time, the only time that God gave me to be President of the Republic. But I intend to solve, we are now talking to the communists. For the first time, they have agreed to talk in Norway, who provided the good offices for them to meet and discuss. Secretary Bellew is also one of the panelists on the government side. I think he conceded the island of Mindanao to them. And I said, Bellew, if you do that, I'll kill you also. The republic will remain to be a republic. And I will protect, for the love of my fellow men, just like what you do. I will protect the innocent lives. I will not allow that they go crazy. Shabu, 1 year, 2 years of use, you're finished, because the human brain shrinks. And they cannot, they say, the forensics guy says, rehab is no longer viable. So dito lang ako, because this is burning issue about the rapporteur of the Human Rights Commission wants to come here. And she said she wants to talk to me one-on-one. We don't know. We go public, you make the accusations. I'd like to know where you get the garbage. Because give me a policeman or a soldier here in front of me and ask him kung sinong tao, who was the one or who I ordered to be killed. Extrajudicial, we do not do that. You do not shoot. You know, guys, our military officers, most of them from the PMA, they would not do that. And if you force them to commit that kind of, they will mount a coup d'etat. Believe me. Especially, and all of them, the officers, the non-commissioned and commissioned officers. We have armed forces who will never do that. And I know that, well, you do not overdo things. You think that we shoot people walking or with the hands tied at the back on bended knees. But if you say that a third of all killings were committed when it happened during a police confrontation, yes. I know because I've been mayor of Davao City. I know because I walk the streets there alone. With a bike, sometimes I drive a taxi. You can ask anybody from Davao City. I go alone at night when my security are already sent home. And I have experienced it. I saw it several times. Itong mga buang na drugista, the first thing that would enter the mind is, or to know the mind is, the mental health of a person is paranoia. And you would see, I'm sure that you have seen partners, your friends, and the sons and daughters of your mga kumari, kumpare, and your friends. You would know because he's very suspicious of everything. I do not like the way drugs destroy. It does not only destroy the mind, it destroys the family and society. The first thing that will happen if you have a drug dependent, alam ninyo yan, lumalaban sa nanay pati tatay, sinasampal sa muka ng cellphone ang nanay, and the horrible son or daughter could, and even killing the grandfather or the grandmother because she looked like a devil and somebody was whispering to him. That is the very thing that really rages in my heart. Galit ako kasi lahat na becomes a dysfunctional family. The children can no longer, the food intended for food, the meager income for the tuition and for the fare, punta sa droga. I'll give you an example. I made a count. Droga is 200 noon when I started the campaign. Tondo, 200 at 1 week, ilan yun? Or 1 month, 6,000? Times the 3 million. Wag na yung 4. Akin yung 4, hindi pa tapos eh. Only 3 because yung fourth computation akin. I am now hitting the 900 mark. By the year's end, I would have breached the 1 million mark. So another million. So we'll just stick to 3, a computation. 6,000 a month. Times 4 million. That's 8 billion. And 1 year, times 12, that's 260 billion in that. Talagang masisira tayo. Wala nga tayong, yesterday, I ordered the release of 1 billion because I do not have the rehab centers. 1 billion for those needing medications. 1 billion for the crazy guys. I could have bought something useful, rice, poverty alleviation, school. and I have to spend because I'm being attacked. Kaya sabi nila, why is Duterte killing the drug addicts and the drug lords? And why does that he place them in the rehab? Well, I tell you, our rehab are filled to the bins. And when you know very well that I became a mayor midterm, I am operating on a budget that was prepared by Aquino until the end of the year. The campaign sloganeering was bottoms up, and they used the money for all of that thing, buying useless things just to win an election. Ang naiwan sa akin is maintenance and operation of my. So, how I was there were a lot of flogging and crucifixion that wala akong pera eh. I cannot get the defense money or the education money to place it under the Department of Health. You say that would be robbing Peter to pay Paul. So I was really just trying to find out how. Then I remembered when you talk about humanity. There was this Chinese. He was a very simple man. He came to me here and he said, I'm going to donate a rehab. Fine, thank you. Thank you. So I said, how many? Good for how many? 300, 400? I'll go to the land. So I ordered the military to open up the military camps. Because ang military ang may reservations, they have big reservations. So I ordered all, open up your gates and allow them to build rehabs there. So this guy went to Fort Magsaysay. He built 10,000, good for 10,000. After that, he passed by here he shook my hand and said, I'm going. Never saw him again. And so for those of you who spend time, money upon your fellow men, I'm sure God will repay you. I am very sure yung karma. I'm 72 at lahat ng all the things, the bad things that I committed and did in the past, pinagbayaran ko yan. I know somehow that I was repaying my debts to God for doing something sometimes wrong, but, just as killing. In our catechism, when I was grade 1, grade 2, under the Jesuits, they would always say that you'll go to hell, it's a mortal sin. Truly, I do not enjoy killing mankind. But I have to protect the 4 million. It must be stopped, otherwise, I don't know if the other guy would have won the presidency. I do not know kung kaya talaga. But somehow I must stop it because it will continue to contaminate and contaminate. And so, to the last man, I said to the law enforcement, the military guys, destroy the apparatus. And they said, well, sir, if they are there, destroy them also. Especially if they put up a good fight. O kung walang baril, bigyan mo ng baril. Here's a loaded gun. Fight, because the mayor said, let's fight. To the last, ang apparatus, when I say destroy the operation, destroy everybody there, including the laboratory. And so how many laboratories in the Philippines have we discovered? You know, the one in Pampanga riot was the machines there, the equipments, would fill 2 warehouses. Or if you want a visual, you can place there about 4 airplanes if it's a hangar. So mabutit na lang, hindi ko talaga naabutan sila. Because pag inabot kita dyan, nag-cooperate ka, say your prayers and I will kill you. That's why I said, a fourth of what happened may be correct. Truly, it must have been a shootout. You know, why do you say that this is a rub out? Because the police do not go out alone. They go out in numbers, 2 or 3 in operation. That is why the idiot would always die or die fighting. And why do you say now, bakit noon? Why in the past? Walang siyabo, walang police. Because the answer is very simple. We have been, or we are already, or we have been in a narco-politic country. Hindi natin alam until I became the President of this Republic. When I started to squeeze it, when I started to squeeze everybody, then I found out that there are mayors, municipal mayors, barangay captains, governors, and a few congressmen were in the business of shabu. We have been corrupted, and this is why I cry every night. This is the drug industry of the Philippines. In here are the names of municipal mayors, almost all of the barangay captains, and a few, a senator who was playing at the same time, and she was glorified with an award in Washington, D.C. God. Then I should know very well. They have to investigate. Look at it. Every page. Elected public official. Ako hindi maniwala. Representative Vicente Belmonte. Mayor Lawrence Cruz. That's an illegal. Mayor Willie Lim. That were high profile. Lahat yan. This is my problem. And maybe it will take my life or my entire term to solve it. Pictures. General Loot, who reported in his assets, statement of assets and liabilities, he had 100 billion because he was a good businessman. That is my problem. That is why we have to take care of our generation. This is the drug industry. That is why I gave a copy to the Speaker and to the Senate, and I said, di ko kaya. I cannot handle it on my own. And even if it's true that I can kill them with a bullet, I will run out of bullets and time to do it. That is the agony that we have. Many people do not realize it. So this mayor was rubbed out, and the police said he fought. And the investigator said that he had a gun. The police said that he fought it up, he had a gun, and the bleeding heart would say, oh, he had no gun, given his corruption. And he bought all of the politicians. Odicta, the couple, husband and wife, were operating on the western side of Visayas. Where the mayor, Espinosa, operated the eastern side. How many lives were lost? How many crazy Filipinos are there? 4 million. Concede to them about 1 million. And when they died, everybody said, he was robbed. And is the mayor defending the police? And I posed this question. You want me to side over the death of a son of a bitch? Although I worry about the 4 million now, suffering in agony, and I said the social cost of a destroyed family. You only not destroy the person. Look at Mexico. They elect a mayor there, lady. In the afternoon, she's assassinated. It will happen here because of the barangay captains. That is why I did not agree to an election. Because if there's an election, they will win. And if my plane go back home crashes, I don't really know how the next. Baka taksi, ay baka madisgrasya ko. Never mind, there's a vice president. Oh well, let's try doing it. Wala eh, but kaya sabi ko, it must be God because you must be very obviously you know the characters of. I promise you no corruption, and there will be no corruption. I fired 2 commissioners of immigration. You know what? They were all my fraternity brothers. I fired all of the ERC. How can I be sure that you are protecting public interest when you are a board member that would hear cases of increase or decrease of electricity when you are corrupt? So everything, the first whiff of corruption, you're out. You are out. And do not make a stand there because you might not be there standing but lying down. That's the only way, especially in the reason why we said in narco politics, they are not these politicians, average. They have an army escort of 2, then a police. So nobody would touch them. Every time they go to places, people would know that there is an idiot there pretending to be a big one when he's not. He wants his presence felt by the crowd. He rides on a plane with arms. Well, not my term. Next year, I will impose the 2 limit. 2 security officers. And the rest will go back. That's what I said. That's why you saw people running. You cannot imagine a mayor who moves like a swagger, like a tough guy. And when I gave the warning, you surrender or I'll kill you within 24 hours. They went to Krami, perspiring and sweating all over. And I said, all the security men, go back to your units. So when there is no security, they are afraid. And so you can hardly hear now of a mayor. I don't like it. I don't like people. I've been mayor of Davao City. I do not even appear on national TV. Nakukornihan ako. I find it cornihan. Kakatindig balahibo. That is why here it's simple. If I invite you here, I'm not pretending. We have money. But the problem is the money, is the food that we're eating is sponsored by the people. So you are invited. I do not prepare steaks and all. Just soup, rice, then 1 bayan. That is what you get here. Sometimes because I want to honor the Filipinos, prepare a better one, but maybe 1 or 2 or 3 selections. But usually, everyone about just like civic organizations, they want to come in. Okay, we eat, but very limited menu. I know that it's sometimes hypocrisy, but it is the hypocrisy also funded by the people. So, simple lang tayo. I said, my administration, and I said it, you do not blame me. I know that maybe some of you did not vote for me. But during the debates, do not, I was asked by the moderator, I don't remember. It was the debates in Cebu. And we were asked, because of the questions, several, but this one. are you willing to bury Marcos sa libinang ng bayani? The three of them said no. I and Binay said yes, because we have to heal this nation. If you do not want to heal this nation, you go demonstrating, fine, I said. No offense intended, but it's the yellow who are interested to oust me. If you can muster the money and force, fine. I said, I'll go. If I get impeached, the better. But let it be remembered that you impeached me not because I'm corrupt, but because I was desperate to help my countrymen. That's all. Thank you.